This is a paid advertisement on behalf of SunSummit Minerals. What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and we're here with Niel Marotta, CEO and Director of SunSummit Minerals. Pleasure to have you on today, Neil. How are you doing?
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me, Aaron.
Yes, so before we dive into SunSummit's latest developments, can you briefly introduce yourself and your journey leading up to your role as CEO? Like, what initially drew you to the resource exploration space, and more specifically, SunSummit?
Sure. Well, my name's Niel Marotta. I'm CEO and Director of SunSummit Minerals. My background is all in capital markets, and so I got into the gold space about 25 years ago, sort of by happenstance. I began my career with Fidelity Investments in Boston as an analyst, and eventually was asked to manage the Select Equity Gold portfolio, which was a gold equities fund. And that's how I got into the sector 25 years ago. And fast forward today, I've joined SunSummit back in January. We've got some really exciting projects on the go.
So the company just announced the commencement of drilling at the JD project, an exciting milestone. Can you walk us through what this means for the company and what investors and stakeholders should be watching for in this phase of exploration?
Sure. Well, so that's exactly right. We do have a 5,000-meter drill program at our flagship project called JD, which is in the Toodoggone in northern British Columbia. I should note that all of our assets are in British Columbia, and that was a big part of maybe why I joined SunSummit as CEO. That 5,000-meter program that we have at JD will focus on the 4-kilometer creek to fin corridor, as we call it. So we're drilling right now. Drilling has just started. We've completed about 20 line kilometers of IP and over 1,000 soil and rock samples already. And this whole program is fully funded by the $10 million financing we completed at the end of May this year.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. That's quite a substantial amount of money that you guys raised, so congratulations on that. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
Yeah, I think it was a big raise for the company. It's worth talking about for a minute that we actually raised more than 100% of the market cap of the company. We set out to raise 3.5 million, and we upsized the deal to 10 million inside a few days. And I think that demand was driven by a couple of things. Number one, obviously the strength of our project. We had a really great drill season last year, our inaugural drill season at JD. We had great holes like 122 meters of 2.1 grams from surface at the creek zone, which is on the west side of that corridor we talked about. Um, and Look, I think there's also been a lot of corporate activity in the area as well. We've seen various companies like Centerra and Freeport and Skeena, all multi-billion market cap companies investing directly into the area, right into some of our neighbors. And so we're kind of smack dab in the middle of the district. We're cashed up and fully funded, but we don't yet have a single big, let's say, institutional investor or strategic investor yet in the company. I think that's opportunity and what's to come. So there's a lot of eyes on results that should be coming out as early as September.
Excited to cover that. We'll definitely have you back on for that. So, what makes the JD project and the broader portfolio so strategically important for SunSummit, and how do these assets reflect your exploration philosophy and company strategy going forward?
Sure. Well, in my mind, there's two kinds of companies. There are exploration companies and companies that produce. And it's not our goal to evolve from exploration to production. Our goal is to explore the property and create value with the drill bit. The way we realize that value for shareholders beyond just drill results is then parlaying that into partnerships and or ultimately a sale of the company to a much bigger entity that's going to build this project. The project itself is in the Toodoggone, again, a very hot district right now, an area that's in what we call the Golden Horseshoe. So on the east side of the basin from the Golden Triangle, which is very well known. The area has largely been underexplored, and yet the drill results that we've had have had very good grades. I mentioned that 122 meters and 2.1 grams. That's a great drill hole. That would have been a great drill hole at much lower gold prices. So the area is prolific. There's really good grade. It's not just gold, silver, epithermal, but also copper, gold porphyries at depth. So there's all kinds of exploration upside. There's no shortage of drill targets. And that really reflects our philosophy of going to, let's say, very prolific areas and being frugal and being smart and using a phased approach to our drilling and trying to create value through the drill bit.
So, looking ahead, what does success look like for SunSummit over the next 12 to 24 months? Are there any key milestones or catalysts you're especially excited about beyond the JD project?
Well, I think the focus is on the JD project. We have another project called Buck in central BC with an 800,000 ounce resource on it. The grade is at about half a gram, so I think that provides fantastic optionality for shareholders. Our enterprise value per ounce now is less than $10. So I would say I would call, SunSummit a deep value opportunity. But the vast majority of our exploration dollars, almost all of our exploration dollars, will go into JD. It's our flagship project. It's right smack dab in the middle. It's right next door to Thesis Gold, which has close to 5 million ounces between their Lawyers and Ranch projects, and their market cap is about a quarter billion. So if we can prove up the multi-million ounce deposit on site, that's going to take a couple of years. So what does success look like? To me, it's great drill results this year and continuing into next year, building towards a multi-million ounce resource, and that's how we'll create a lot of value for shareholders.
Makes a lot of sense. So, in a competitive and often unpredictable mining landscape, how does Sun Summit differentiate itself, whether through its technical team, project selection, or overall corporate strategy?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that we're reinventing the wheel. I would say that we're strong fiduciaries. We're not wasting money on needless overhead. We have a small but mighty team. Our technical team is deeply experienced. Um, for instance, Chris Leslie is involved in the company as one of our technical advisors, and he's been working in the Toodoggone for upwards of 20 years. Earlier in his career was a pit geo with Kamas, which anchors the district. Uh, Big past producing asset there. And then the JD property itself actually was part of a private company that he was involved in back in 2012. So we've got some unfinished business collectively. I think Chris does too in the area, and he's very knowledgeable about the area. So we're focused on JD. I think what differentiates the company as well is that all of our assets are in Canada and they're all in British Columbia, and that was a huge part of what informed my decision to join the company. In this day and age, I think jurisdiction matters more than ever. I think some areas that were largely regarded as safe in the past are proving to be much more risky. And for all the hand wringing about permitting in places like British Columbia, we received a 5-year permit for the property that runs through 2030 back in April. So we're in a very good spot to create value here, and what we have are assets that have good grade in very safe jurisdictions with great scale potential, and that's exactly what majors are looking for.
Definitely. Well, it's been a pleasure learning about the company. Thank you for introducing it. We'll definitely have you back on for more updates as we'll be working together for a while. So, best of luck. Hopefully, some good results, and we'll have you back soon, Neil.
Thanks, Aaron.